let the beat play for a little bit.
Y'all need a beat?
We was
Let
gonna
that
let, we was gonna let that play for a little
You
bit.
want this one?
Let it play.
All right. Not too loud. Don't want to.
We are live already. GM Worldwide Radio, you got Malachi Joel, Unfiltered with this guy.
Jay Skyline, you know what it is.
And the beat you hear in the background, Fat Dun Dada. Definitely follow him on Instagram. Is it Fat Dun Dada on Instagram?
Fat Dun Dot is Fat Daddy 1366.
Fat Daddy 1366. I don't know if he was born in 1366 or something like that, but all right, brother. Let's get a fade out real quick.
Mid-East Bomb Squad.
Mid-East Bomb Squad all day. Shout out to Biggs in the building. We got Rude Boy in the building too. Shout out to everybody here today.
So you'll know what time it is. It's Unfiltered. We're gonna start the first 10 off with something we haven't done in a minute. Overly Unfiltered. It's gonna be a St. Louis Overly Unfiltered all the way from the front to the back. They're gonna hate us today. First is starting off with, we're gonna go with Cardinal Ritter College Prep. It's a prep high school in St. Louis. Their entire coaching staff, their football season was canceled by the high school. The football staff was fired for.
Hold up. Is that me? Is that a Honda? All right, well, it's cool. Look, we all look.
I know it ain't.
We live, but we hearing a car alarm in the background. So please forgive us all. We all had to get up real quick and check, make sure all rides.
Right.
It's still going on right now. Is it me? All right, then it ain't us at all. So we back to Unfiltered. We don't give a fuck no more about it.
This is that truly unfiltered shit when you gotta check for
Yeah,
your
it's
whip.
Unfiltered. Look,
So
it's Unfiltered. Shout out to Duke tuning in right now.
as soon as he said it was a truck, I'm like, I
Yeah,
love
it's time to
y'all,
go check.
but I gotta get home. So, but y'all know what time it is. Back to Cardinal Ritter College Prep. They were a 7-0 high school team who just got their season suspended because their star junior Bill Jackson was suspended for last year's state championship game. He got ejected. And most high schools that I know in Pennsylvania does it too. If you get ejected from a game, you miss the next game. So he was
All right,
supposed
so he
to
got suspended for one game?
yeah, one game, the first game of the next season.
All right, and this is the first game of the next season.
Right. So instead of doing that, they changed his number from his usual number from 4 to 24 and entered him under the name of Marvin Burks. And the reason he got caught was because of his tattoos, but that's not the entire story. So,
They didn't put a sleeve on the motherfucker?
So everybody went along with the lie. The head coach knew about it. And he went for 109 yards with a 50.
And he balled out just like the old player did. He didn't even play half like speed.
56-yard touchdown and a 32-21 win. George said the imaginary freshman Burks earned the start and that it was his time to play ball. Jackson also put in the act and skills and also said watching last week made him want to play harder next week when they interviewed Jackson about it. So, yeah.
All right, see, when you first told me this off camera, like, I'm gonna be real. I was on the side of the coach, and it, like, I just heard, like, the player suspended, had a fake number, and they just put him in. I thought he was just trying to keep the win streak. But then after hearing the story and the fact that the player played just as well as the other guy, that's like Clark Kent being just as good as Superman.
My whole thing is when the coach is giving you the whole story about the fake player with the fake name, and he's like, yeah, man, the freshman earned his spot. It's his time to start. And I'm like, y'all just out here, like, compulsively
Yeah,
lying.
and the fact that you went with the lie, you should have just had no comment. I'd rather you had no comment. You know, shout out to Bird, shout out to my boy Ken, my fault, tuned in.
So shout out to...
But nah, like, and it was the first game of the season.
Yeah.
So they could have took one loss and been all right. I mean, it was 7-0 last year, and I know one loss and stuff affects a lot of shit.
They figured everything out when they were 7-0. I guess it took a minute for them to go through the investigation to figure out what had happened. Because I'm assuming at some point somebody wondered what happened to
the season finished.
No, 7-0. It might have been close to the playoffs, like probably another game or two. But, yeah, there's still two.
You could have let them sit out one game.
Oh, yeah, but I guess what happened is somebody noticed that the rookie was never there anymore. Think about it. The freshman player's there week 1. Y'all never see this nigga again.
Ball's out week 1. Everybody's coming back. They got scouts everybody. Like, check out this young man that ball.
Freshman.
He's not there no more.
Nobody knows where he is.
Oh, yeah, y'all story and the way y'all did it was dumb as hell. Like, that was really stupid now.
Like, what y'all should have did is, like, made him, like, another player who was already on the team. And, like, had him just, like, hide.
Yeah, you should have told one dude not to come and then gave him his number or something.
For the week.
And play whatever position he was. Like, you can't even have him be running back or whatever. Like, you can't have him do the same position with the same skill set. That's just where I'm at with it. Superman, Clark Kent.
So
At least
no,
he had
again,
glasses.
there's some things I can get. Like, again, I understand. Like the shirt I'm wearing, the Jeff Gordon NASCAR shirt. They say if you ain't rubbing it, if it's rubbing, it's racing. Basically, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. But I don't know about this. This one's a little. Again, you were suspended for one game. So I know a lot of people put that undefeated shit up on top, but I'm like, bro, you was gonna make the playoffs.
They was gonna bounce back. Y'all went undefeated last year or whatever. Y'all was gonna beat the rest of these teams. It wasn't gonna be.
And I don't know about Missouri, but in Pennsylvania, the schools that are like prep schools or religious schools, places that you pay to put your child there, them schools win a lot of games because they can recruit like from lower areas and let them players go for it for free. So I'm assuming y'all was gonna win a lot of them games anyway.
Okay, so I see why the school now like canceled the season. That was horrible.
Oh yeah, because y'all that's on y'all name.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
we had no ties to this. We didn't know that we could cheat better than this.
Yeah.
That's what that was.
Oh yeah. That's definitely one of those like y'all handled yourselves poorly. I bet the principal was like, we gotta let you go.
Oh yeah, behind closed door, I wanted to hear that story. I know the principal probably had a better lie. Everything. He probably read it down. Like you could have.
He's like, my problem ain't the fact that y'all did this. My problem is that for one, you should let me know. We could have handled this together. And two,
the bum ass story that you told.
It's like I am not above this. Like that is just terrible. But on the other side of St. Louis news,
the other side of the art.
Yeah, the other side of the art. We are back onto the music side of things. What are we calling this man? The third or fourth best St. Louis artist of
I'm
all
not
time?
calling him any of the top. I'm not ranking him until this during this story. He can get ranked like next month, but this month we're not ranking this motherfucker.
Chingy
Went from jackpot to motherfucking I don't know this video.
He just dropped a new song, new video. I got to figure out where it's at real quick.
Don't. It's horrible. It's horrible. Everybody in the background's unreal. Like it's horrible. He had a backpack on backwards. Like
yeah, that was where it went south.
We'll see. Right now, we talking about how poor.
You don't want to get lumped in with this.
Yeah, this ain't the time that you want to. Yeah, and then like there's a scene. It's one of them videos where you got someone who's like snitching or doing like hating, so you find out and then you rough them up or you take them in the back room and kill them. Like it's one of them. What's that?
Gang or like mafia type shit.
Yeah, but the dudes in the video are at the end sitting on the car right next to you. Like you couldn't just hire some other motherfucker for that part. Like you really hired your boy who came to the video thinking he was just gonna be in it regular. He was like, you gotta play a snitch and we gonna fuck you up. But yeah, you still like I don't know. It was a whole lot wrong with that video. The little it was like I don't know. Look,
I can't even find it. That's the wildest.
Period.
I can't even find it. Like I've watched this video.
We all seen it and we all just let it go.
I ignored it for like 3 days and then
I'm mad you even brought it back up.
Oh, because we hadn't had a show since I seen it. Like I'm sure the song had been out before the last show, and I just was not doing it. I'm like, nope. Oh, here it is, just like that. Yeah, for one thing, and I guess he wore red in previous videos and shit. I guess like I'm looking at like through like a scope of some of the videos he did in the back of the day. My whole thing is you know what the other problem is? I don't actually think the song would be that bad if I didn't see the video at the same time as the first.
That's the way it was introduced to you.
Yeah, like that's where the other part is. I'm like sometimes you're like it's a two-way street.
The audio might have.
Sometimes the song is good alone. When it gets on the album, I don't want to hear it no more. Sometimes the song is not great, but the video is great, and it makes the song more not bearable to me. The first time I heard this one
was the video,
and I'm just like, ooh, nah, change.
Because it was shared in the negative fashion.
And it's been like 12 years. Well, it's been a long time. Like it's not even like you're not even like a Mace where we don't care if you come back every once in a while. Like we cool with that.
Shout out to Tim.
But like the idea that you Chingy think you good enough to come back after, and it's probably been longer. Like real shit, you was popular when Heinz Field opened, 2001.
I'm mad at that.
It's been 20 years.
What, Huntsville?
Yeah. Like
and then what? The beginning of the video say I brought all my chains out for this one. You got one chain on, so that hurt.
But that's that, and again, that's what I'm like, Chingy. Like it's been so long that you doing rookie stuff. It's like when like young rappers come out and you're saying stuff, and I'm like, but in the video you ain't got none of this stuff. Like you was like, oh, I'm out here whipping the Benz. I'm like, bro, you did the video with an Impala though.
Yeah. So there's a lot of I don't know.
Also, again,
contradicting.
I'm sorry. Maybe if there's a real Chingy fan out here that I've been banging his music and listened to all the albums, because that sure as hell it didn't.
He got 2 songs.
I listened.
Let's be real.
True.
He got One Call Away, and right there if you're in the club. And then they even had shirts on that had like there scratch out, and then like they're like you're still like if you don't remember me, I'm the guy who said like.
And then what? The joint with R. Kelly.
That was Jack. That was I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
We're leaving those songs kind of. I ain't gonna lie. Anything off 12 play is still rockable. I'm sorry. Well, no, I don't know.
Hey man, a lot of y'all gonna have to let it
slide.
slide.
Let me wait. Rewind that statement real quick.
I'm just saying, a lot off subject. A lot of y'all gonna have to understand that a lot of people's best songs ever were the songs because they put R. Kelly on the hook.
Yeah, R. Kelly was like the Chris Brown or whatever whoever's now like.
So like y'all be mad at R. Kelly all y'all want, but a lot of artists that y'all care about.
Let's stop that. Let's just go back. Okay.
But Chingy on alone. When was you a Blood? That was where I was starting at. I listened a little bit of music.
The book bag shirt, man. Fuck the gang shit. The nigga wore the book bag as a shirt, like backwards, and it was weird as hell. When people do that, they normally got money in it or something. Even though I don't like.
Also, I'm happy I didn't say this out loud. So you 39, but we gonna call you 40. Nigga, you 40.
Hey, we ain't gonna talk about age and hip hop. That's a whole nother thing.
Nah,
that has nothing to do with. There's so many people over 40 that still like.
To start this,
the way that he went at it.
The way your transition went from whatever you were in 2004.
That's all I'm saying.
That
ain't got
you
nothing to do with
disappeared
age.
for 14 years and now you.
Shit, Nelly got an album coming out, and I'm not looking at it as Nelly's old. I'm looking at it as like, all right, it took a while.
Some dope shit.
Yeah, but it took a while.
I feel like there's a
for me.
real big difference between Nelly and Chingy.
There was then too. That never changed.
Like even I mean Nelly might be a little closer to Chingy now, but I'm like in the like.
What?
You more excited?
What? At least Nelly was on the T.I. shit for something like. Yeah, and then he got too big for himself and left on some other shit.
And went to Luda's joint.
I'm not sure.
He was on DTP for a minute.
All right, well, none of them people was in the video too. There was not one cameo. There was no one to call. No one was one call away. Like.
That was a bad one.
Yeah, it was.
That was one.
That's why I want to get up off.
But no, I mean, I don't know what to say. It's a Chingy, you gotta let it go. And again, the age thing isn't about your age, man. The age thing is about the time period between. Because it says you dropped the album in 2010. I don't count that. You don't count that either. Let's keep it.
I didn't know about it. To count it.
I was talking about Chingy. I wasn't talking about
he don't know about it. What?
I was saying Chingy, you shouldn't count that. Like you know what albums of yours mattered and didn't. That's what I'm saying. So
there's only one.
He dropped Jackpot, Powerball, I'm assuming Powerball had something.
That was the one on down. That was when it was going downhill.
I don't know none of those songs.
That's why.
So yeah, we count one album, bro.
You ain't got to do with the mask in the video. Like no one is in this.
So yeah,
somebody. Okay.
So yeah, shout out to whoever. Shout out to St. Louis. Hopefully things are getting better. Because both of those stories.
Murphy Lee, dude?
No, the dude in the back that had the little mask on. The other nigga that wore the half of the mask.
That was my nigga Murphy Lee.
Murphy Lee was dope.
Yeah.
But that ain't got nothing to do with this one.
Well, I don't know how he left them.
Shout out to Renzo. I do rock with the album. I know I didn't get back to you on anything, but you see the shows are starting back up, so we will, get you in on that. All right.
So, all right, we're gonna switch over to the. We're gonna start off with the NFL. Also, we'll let you know.
UnFiltered. Yes. I don't know why I needed that today.
We're going to switch over to the NFL and get y'all into some NBA previews for the season. But first, we're going to kick it off with the... it was the Steelers bye week, but there was some Steelers news today. I got to go find this name. Yeah, there was.
It's always a boring week when the Steelers don't play. Like, you just don't give a fuck about the weekend. Me, personally. Or not the whole weekend, but football.
Steelers linebacker Anthony Chickillo was...
Chickillo, I'm pretty sure it's like Chickillo or something. When you pronounce names, I just know it's wrong.
We're going to go with Chickillo then. Fuck you. But he was...
Horrible.
We going to say he got arrested last night. Was it last night? Last night or the night before. For hitting his girlfriend at a casino south of town. I think it was in Westmoreland County. But apparently they had an argument in the casino. They went into the room. He slammed her against the wall. There's some other more domestic violence stuff to get into details about. And I'm
gonna need y'all to come up with something else to get in trouble for. Like I understand, like it goes down, but y'all are in a lot. Like this is like a 24/7, like a domino thing. That's like, I don't know.
And again, and this is the difference. You're not an important player, bro. Like I think
ain't he in for like 2 or something?
I think
Or am I wrong?
He might be.
I don't really know. I know nothing.
My whole thing is that if you make it, even if you make it through this alone, because you get like a 4-game suspension regardless. So when the NFL gets into it, you got a 4-game suspension. No, not 4, 6. You get 6 games. My bad.
Come back as a different player with a different uniform number, but cover up your tats.
If y'all really want Mike Tomlin to get fired, I mean it's. But yeah, that was the first story I got today. But outside of that, we're gonna get into what's happened over the weekend. Biggest news. We're gonna start off with Pitt. Pitt is I think it's 6-2 now, but they are surging. They are surging. They beat the brakes off of Syracuse over the week on Friday.
Syracuse good?
Oh wait, no, they didn't. Oh, never mind.
It's sad when you're gonna ask that.
This is what Pitt did. Pitt does what they always did. Pitt was beating the brakes out of Syracuse in the first
So you
half.
stopped watching, or you stopped your
usually-
update thinking, okay.
No. Time out. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Went out on because I didn't know Pitt was playing on Friday because Friday isn't the normal night for college games, but sometimes they play Friday games.
Okay.
I was out with a group of friends and my girl, and we were all out at I think it's Emilio's or whatever that joint is on South Side. I got the side by the table, look up, there's a hockey game and the Pitt game on. I'm like, oh, the Pitt game. I get yelled at for like 30 minutes off and on because I'm looking at the game while people was trying to talk to me and shit.
Okay.
But that's what it is. So be happy I did my journalistic
Attempted to. You tried. You got the first half reviews. But,
They was beating the brakes off in the first half, but that's what Pitt does all season. Pitt beats teams in the first half, or at least it's a close game in the first half if they're not beating the brakes off of them. And then they stop playing in the second half. That is Pitt football. Some games they win. They've won the last couple of them close because they were beating the brakes out of Duke when they did the same thing. They were beating the brakes out of UCF when they let them come back. They should have beat Penn State because it was close the entire game, but they never did anything in the second half. And the same thing happened with Virginia where they lost to Virginia. So I don't know how the rest of the season's going to go, but Pitt's going to be okay.
all right.
But outside of that, we're going to slide into the NFL after that. Also, before that, Georgia got upset by Kentucky over the weekend. That was a big one. I don't truly care about it personally. Oh, no, not Georgia. My bad.
You are off.
No, because that was a weird one. Georgia beat Kentucky. It was close. Illinois upset Wisconsin.
Okay.
Lovie Smith's Illini upset Wisconsin. And I need y'all to stop saying that because Illini beat Wisconsin that Lovie Smith needs a job back in the NFL. Lovie Smith deserves a job in the NFL for other reasons. That Illini team is 3-4 now. Meaning they was 2-4 when they went to go play Wisconsin. That team's struggling. They might they beat somebody fine, but they 3-4. They still might not make a bowl game. Like, let's chill. But after that, let's get into the NFL. Big things all over the weekend. Week 7. First and foremost, we're going to get into what's going on tonight before we go into the past. New England Patriots, New York Jets. I think it's in New York tonight. And they got Sam Darnold back for his second game. He upset the Cowboys last week. I'm not going to gas this up like I think the Jets are going to beat this team.
I will. Jets by 6.
Over the Patriots. Okay. Well, he's doing that. I'm never mad if they do win. But it's like it's the Jets, y'all. Y'all go for that.
I mean, Butterbean knocked people out, and Buster Douglas beat Mike Tyson. So you just never know.
But that night, the Buster Douglas beat Mike Tyson, he was on. He said he never. He even.
We get fun facts in the background, y'all. That's B-Man in the back.
That was the best performance that man ever had in his life, and he never topped it again. It was just his mama.
He used to work as a punching bag at Gold's Gym in 1984.
But no, man. Like I said, it's gonna be a good game tonight. It's a divisional matchup. The Patriots are still undefeated, which I think is the reason why he's upset. And
Damn. Okay. No.
Yeah, the Patriots are undefeated.
So
and
the Patriots and the 49ers?
Yeah, the 49ers.
Shout out to damn.
Fuck the 49ers.
Representative. You know, over in Cali. He's bragging a lot about this San Fran thing.
Brag all he wants, man.
I'm just saying.
They gonna fold in the end. They all gonna fold in the end. Swinging off of that, we're gonna talk about the battle of the black quarterbacks this weekend. Was Seattle and Baltimore. Baltimore going out to Seattle and upsetting Seattle. And I wouldn't have called it an upset if it was close, but they beat the brakes out of Seattle. And that's where it got different. Also, one of the trades from this week, Marcus Peters was traded from the Rams to the Baltimore Ravens, got an interception and returned it for a touchdown.
Okay.
in the game. So
How far?
I think like 50 or something yards.
Okay. Kudos.
It wasn't a short one,
All
but it was a terrible pass. Something like I always said about Marcus Peters, and what was my issue with Marcus Peters is, he's like people call him like a trick or treat corner, where it's like he's either going to go for the interception or dude's going to burn him.
Okay.
And Russell Wilson threw the one pass that Marcus Peters will intercept every single time, and it's the out route. He's looking at you. He's looking at you. So if you're running the out route, he's just going to break for it. It was like the pass was meant for Marcus Peters. And it was Russell Wilson's first interception of the year. Yep. But
them braids, man, should have never got them braids. That's the curse of the braids for him, I'm telling you. I seen that picture like, this motherfucker's a nigga now. And it don't work. Carlton can't be a nigga later in it. Like, it just don't work. Okay.
Hey, man, maybe. I don't know. I'm not going to do
never. What? There was the one episode when Carlton was like, the gang, like, to go do something crazy. No, Will was in the game. I don't know. You never seen Carlton gangster.
Carlton had the gun.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, Will took it away from him, but he had it.
Easily. Yeah. Will was going, hey, come on.
But Lamar Jackson looked amazing again. They was out there killing it. The defense looked good. Lamar Jackson just looks out of his world fast. Like the thing I hope is he just doesn't get hurt. And inside of injuries, the Kansas City Chiefs Thursday night game against the Denver Broncos. The Chiefs won the game, but they lost Patrick Mahomes for an unspecified amount of time.
Madden curse.
Yes, the Madden curse. As long as nobody goes crazy anymore, I think.
Can you sue?
No, you offered yourself to Madden.
Okay, I just wanted to know.
Like I'm assuming people have denied it before. Like I'm assuming.
I probably would deny it. Like how? I mean, it's
dislocated kneecap. I think is what they said. Which I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, that's horrible. That's not a good. I don't even know how the healing process is supposed to like. All right.
So, he was definitely, I would say, third in my MVP candidacy. He wasn't number one or number two. He was definitely third. I would say Russell Wilson won, Christian McCaffrey two. And
we talked about that.
Yeah, we talked about that last week. Yeah. And now I'm definitely looking at it to go definitely Russell Wilson and Christian McCaffrey. And again, it's between.
It's still the braids. The downfall.
So you pick it over.
I told you. The NFL was like, I'm telling you, watch. You're going to get slighted. Congratulations.
In other news, at least a game that was my favorite to watch while I was watching Red Zone this weekend, even though it was a 7-0 game in the end, was the 49ers against the Redskins. The Redskins were one of the few teams this weekend to throw out some throwback uniforms, which I always love. I'm an alternate uniform dude.
You need to when you play those two teams. That was the first thing I was gonna say is uniform game. Like I probably was like,
but it was also torrential downpour at Washington Stadium the entire game, like to the point where there was puddles and shit. So that's the reason it was 7-0 at the end. Adrian Peterson got hurt too, so I'm hoping that is at the end. Because I'm interested in watching it. Adrian Peterson.
How old is Adrian Peterson? I mean, come on, bro. I mean, NFL.
Yeah.
All right. I didn't even know he was playing until you said that. I was like,
he's on the Redskins playing. He's still there. He got 1,000 yards in the Redskins last year. So he's still kicking out there. That's why
what does that say more about the NFL or him? Or like the defensive in the NFL or his just skill set?
His skill set, I think.
Okay.
Because he's not a catching back. Like he's a straight up, he's a running back.
Yeah.
So it's always been like that for him. Then after that, it's what other games we have over the weekend that it's important. Well, we can talk about my game. The Rams against the Falcons this weekend. It was the bounce back game for the Rams. They kind of easily dispatched the Falcons. It wasn't pretty on offense, but the defense was crazy. Our trade of the week, Jalen Ramsey got a forced fumble in the game. Crushed him. It wasn't a crushed hit, but he hit the ball really hard, so that was a good one. And it was, like I said, it was a better game. Still not good, nothing good looking out of the rushing game, which is what I'm worried about. I think total it was less than 100 yards rushing between both of the running backs, which I personally, again, I don't look for Todd Gurley to be killing it, even though he did get a receiving touchdown, but I don't look for Todd Gurley to kill it on his own anymore. But I still expect as a team over 100 yards rushing. Like you got to do that to set up what Jared Goff is. Jared Goff ain't good enough to be out here to sling it against good teams. The good thing is the Falcons are not a good team. Like I don't know what's wrong because they got an MVP quarterback, they got a top 5 wide receiver, and Devontae Freeman is a top 5 paid running back. I don't know if he's a top 5 running back, but he's paid like he's a top 5 running back.
Shout out Keita, Mob.
Yeah. So
Mob misses.
But think about that. Those three things right there. You are you got all three of those things. Like all three of them people. I don't know about Matt Ryan paid. Julio Jones is paid as a top 5 wide receiver. He is a top 5 wide receiver. I'm not doubting that on Julio.
Yeah.
I will definitely doubt that on Devontae Freeman. Especially after how Devontae Freeman was treated by Aaron Donald this weekend, because my man tried to put his hands on Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald picked him up like a child.
Yes, he said, "Wait a minute, brother. I'm not only like a league MVP. I'm also from out here, and we ain't about to do that. That ain't about to happen." So shout out to all the Laker niggas that was like geeked up in their cribs and running around crazy when they see that shit.
Like, I was like, because it was like, yeah, Devontae Freeman punched Aaron Donald. I was like, wait, what? And then it was like, I saw a video. I was like, yo, he picked him up off the ground. His feet was dangling. And also the other thing is, Aaron Donald is physically big. I'm gonna look this up real quick, but I think he's only like 6'1". He's not tall.
Only 6'1's tall. I mean, just because it ain't like
No, but that was the part of this. I'm like,
coming from a 5'10", like you be pissed. Like,
yeah, he's 6'1". He's 6'1".
All right.
So I'm like,
so dude's taller than him. Like
no, I'm sure
Dude was
Devontae
shorter.
Freeman is shorter.
he's probably 5'10".
But it's not like if like Shaq did this to him.
Yeah. Oh no, bro. I'm trying to tell you, there's two things that go along
He's
with it.
5'9".
5'9", so he's shorter than me. Oh yeah, he definitely was. You lucky you only got picked up. Like,
Yeah, like shout out. I want to just like some of the things that said. It says Yahoo Sports. Aaron Donald goes full Darth Vader, hoisting Devontae Freeman in a fight. Deadspin.
I'm mad at that.
Devontae Freeman ejected for punching Aaron Donald after Aaron Donald hoisted him like a child. Like, man, like how do you feel when people are writing about you like this the next day?
that's like a bouncer to the. That's like how the
Like
the Trappers security was this weekend or last week.
Man, that video is wild. Go check it out on the page. It's on my page. I'll put it on y'all page, on the Unfiltered page. My bad. And Grandma's page. I gotta do both. I think I still got admin privileges over there somewhere. But yeah, no, man. But Trappers, they was out here bodying niggas the other week. One reason why y'all don't catch me there, you catch him in there.
They
every
needed
once in a while.
security for security the way.
Bro, they
go,
had the
bro.
one dude on the ground, 4 niggas just bang, bang, bang. I'm like, yo, he's
Hey.
subdued.
Hey, you don't know what's. Hey, that's what it is. You know, going in there.
That's why I don't be going to the Triangle. Everybody's like, go down and get the submarine. It's one of the, like they said, top 50 sandwiches in America. Yeah, but like I don't think the people that voted that know where it's at.
What? Ain't nothing wrong with.
Man,
Go
they-
get you a triangle. What? Just
Man,
go
they
down
be-
there. We going. I gotta take him this weekend. We'll go down there and get one. You got to experience. You never had a triangle. What's up?
Every time I try to go down there, it's like on the news and like the day before. Niggas
Yeah, it's never the day when you go. You're cool. You'll be all right.
he trying to act like nothing happens. I'm like, niggas be getting shot in front of that motherfucker all the time. You know, I'm like,
Hey,
like I was shot. I was like top 50 sandwiches in America. I'm like, that's cool.
that's why. It might be your last.
But we gonna slide over.
That's the
Nothing
worst
matter-
advertisement for the company in their life. But okay.
Also, at this weekend, the Colts upset the Houston Texans. Remember, Houston beat the Chiefs last week with still a slightly healthier Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
And now the Colts with Jacoby Brissett, another battle of the black quarterbacks, because it was Jacoby Brissett against Deshaun Watson. Jacoby Brissett and the Colts, I guess you call it an upset, beat the Houston Texans. But again, you got to remember, before the season started, with Andrew Luck, we had believed the Colts were a Super Bowl contender, or at least probably the second best
with
team.
Andrew Luck.
And whenever Andrew Luck left for Jacoby Brissett, even though we forget he won basically all his games with the Patriots. I think he lost one game when he was with the Patriots, and he played decently well last year with Andrew Luck out already. And again, something I've learned recently, he had control of the team. Apparently, he had more control of the team than Andrew Luck did. Like he voice-wise, people listen to him more than Andrew Luck.
All right.
So,
Got them hands.
so you ain't got one of them beers to go
Plus,
down
you gotta
all the way
understand
down
them
here.
better. Okay, I'll apologize for that one.
But yeah, Jacoby Brissett is they've been balling. They've been doing definitely better. They're better than the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think they're better than the Titans, but the Titans are up and down. I think they beat who they played this weekend. No, they didn't. They lost. But between the Houston Texans and the Colts, I think the Colts have a better team. I think Deshaun Watson is the better quarterback. And I think that's where it's going to be for that
Team
division.
sport.
And that's going to be where the issue is. Because, again, the thing that's always going to be said about Houston is they ain't got no offensive line. And I don't think Deshaun Watson's going to make it through the season. I'm not wishing nothing against Deshaun Watson, but when your team proves that they ain't going to protect you,
Yeah, when you're gonna line, that's hard for a quarterback.
it's hard for me to think that you're playing 16 games.
Yeah.
Like personally, being from Pittsburgh, I think that's something that's been a negative to what Ben's career could be. Is for a lot of the years, like we can blame like, oh, Ben didn't play 16 games. Man, the year they lost to the Packers in the Super Bowl, that was one of the worst offensive lines I'd ever seen. That was a defensively led team. And they made it and won the Super, and they lost in the Super Bowl. They could have won that game for real.
Yeah,
Like, it's
for
not
real.
like it was like an ass kick, but
for a team, that was one of the
that offensive line was not good.
took a year or two off maybe.
So it's definitely one of those things.
Boy.
When you lose, I mean, the reason why everybody in Pittsburgh loves Charlie Batch and we kind of okay with Brian Leftwich. It's because Ben Roethlisberger missed a lot of games.
That too. Shout out to Bash. Shout out to Homestead. You know.
I'm talking about the white folks.
Oh, okay. I'm still.
Like,
I wasn't.
yeah, no, like that's what that is. Like a lot of teams when they don't like the backup quarterback, the same reason why I think Philly has the issue right now is Philly's losing with Wentz.
Not a bad way. I'm sorry. I was backtracking my again. Like you gotta think nowadays, and
Hey, it's unfiltered. Y'all either gonna get
y'all
mad
still
or
know.
get sad.
Y'all know me though.
But y'all know it. But in that sense, the Philadelphia it's going downhill. They just lost to the Cowboys. They have not been playing good. They got Carson Wentz. Even though Nick Foles is out for the season, people in Philadelphia are like, and Nick Foles is on Jacksonville. But people in Philadelphia is like, we should probably never let Nick Foles go. Which I'm telling y'all right now is not the truth. I don't give a damn what y'all think about Nick Foles. Nick Foles is not that damn good. Like, he's just not. Y'all need to keep Carson Wentz. I know y'all struggling right now, and I don't know what the hell is wrong. And we found out that Alshon Jeffrey's throwing sneak dissing to the media because a media member leaked out that Alshon Jeffrey was the one putting out criticism of Carson Wentz and the coaching staff. So that's a problem. Alshon, you have to fix that.
Shout out Amber Sloan. You know, tuned in.
Like, think about that when you like halfway, like that came out towards the beginning of the season, where it was like players were coming out saying that Carson Wentz wasn't a good leader. Like it's some derogatory shit.
He was using his other phone to send tweets to the.
And now somebody came out and said, like, it was Alshon Jeffrey. I'm like, ooh, you gotta go talk to them now. Like when you show up to work, it's either how you gonna propose this? Are you gonna go up to them or you gonna make them come up to you? Because that's how I look at it. It's one or the other. Like as men, somebody gonna have to come talk. So, but yeah, like I said, it's not doing well for the Eagles right now, and people are thinking about that they might rather have Nick Foles and Carson Wentz. Don't think that's true. Yeah, man, that's what it is. And yeah, it's gonna be weird, but we're gonna get into the NBA season. What's going on? How things are gonna shake out. I'm gonna try to get Brick to come in next week to do a full breakdown his way.
Bit of flair, Brick.
Yeah,
Bit of flair.
We gotta see if we can get him in the show. But I just want to get in a little bit. The season starts up in a couple days. We got new things going on all around the league between the new look Lakers with LeBron and Anthony Davis. You got the Clippers with Leonard and Paul George. You got Portland still coming back out here with the two. They got Damian Lillard and AJ McCollum. Golden State's going to try to roll out Steph Curry and D'Angelo Russell this year. So the great thing in me, why I'm telling you all this about everything that's going on, is we're definitely getting all the we're going to get a season for the first time in years that it doesn't look like one or two teams are definitely the champions. Even though last year Toronto won the chip, for the season it was still like a Golden State show.
Yeah.
Like, and also we got to remember, Toronto won a championship off a bounce. That game against Philadelphia was luck, because I sure as hell don't think Philadelphia was going to win at all. So, like, this will be the first year we get everything where we got a clean slate. I don't know who's going to win this championship. I don't even know who's coming out the West. And for the last couple of years, I just knew that it was just going to be Warriors coming out the West. I didn't care who was saying. Now I don't know who's coming out the West. I sure as hell don't know who's going to win the East. We got players in different places. We got Jimmy Butler down with the Heat now. We got the reigning MVP of Milwaukee coming back with Antetokounmpo. We got like a 40.
We got people out. Durant's out, right?
Durant's out.
So I don't care about
Clay,
the season.
Clay Thompson's out. Clay Thompson might come back around April, but for now he's out. We just lost Zion. He'll be out for a couple weeks, but I'm still looking forward to see what the Pelicans going to look like when Zion's back. What else is happening? I know not everybody gonna be geeked about this. Ain't gonna be the greatest team in the world, but like a 41 or 42-year-old Vince Carter's gonna be out here with the Hawks this year. He still looks good.
Oh, you're still gonna rock with Vince Carter. It's not about Vince Carter's a people player. He's gonna go out like Ray Allen and like people like that.
42.
Like 42.
And you know what the problem
and
is?
giving it to these cats on the court.
You know what the problem is? And this is, I think this is one of your boys. Carmelo.
What?
Aren't you a Carmelo fan? Carmelo Anthony is like, Carmelo Anthony's not 40. Let me see what that is.
That's a whole nother unfiltered.
Yeah, 35 years old. Vince Carter got a job. 42. Melo 35 ain't got no job.
I'm telling you, man, I'm not even gonna get into it. Like, yeah, there's a whole Carmelo. We're gonna have to do a podcast. You're gonna have to just tune into the radio, and I'll do my whole Carmelo Anthony. Yeah.
42, 35. Bro, I'd be offended.
Nah, it's a lot of decisions.
I mean, defense is also part of basketball.
A lot of decisions.
Like, that's
Fork in the road. You pick which way you going. Yeah.
But other things, we got the Philadelphia Sixers coming out with the same squad again.
The who? 76ers?
Yeah, 76ers.
That just sounded weird.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Man, because I don't really care about this team. I just got to talk about everybody.
I mean, yeah, I don't care this year. But I do rock with Philly in that sense because of being, the only Pennsylvania team. Like, so it kind of sucks.
I mean, they still got Ben Simmons. They got
I want a team though.
And Embiid coming out, and Embiid says he's going to try to go for the MVP this year. Cool. You just can't be crying when you lose in the playoffs next year. And then we got Kyrie going to Brooklyn with Kevin Durant. Durant ain't gonna play this year, but Kyrie gonna be out there by himself.
So this year I'm rocking with. It's a dope twist because, like I said, I'm a player person. I don't have a team again because we don't have a team, so that's like my switch up. But if I rock with a player, I rock with him pretty much throughout. So I'm a Durant fan. So that's why I was a Warriors fan. And that's not why I'm a Brooklyn fan because I'm also a Brooklyn. I rock with Brooklyn and the family. So I just can't wait for that season so I can be up there and go see a game with my peoples, and it'd be like the best of both worlds. So right now I'm still a Brooklyn fan because of the trade highly, but I can't wait for next season. Hopefully it's worth the wait. That's all.
No, definitely. And then what else? We got Boston coming back out. They're reloading with all the young stars they have after Kyrie left. I don't remember all them dudes' names off my heart. I ain't gonna lie. Gordon Hayward is still there, but that's because he's the white dude. I know his name, but he probably the biggest waste of money in the league. And then there's teams like the Timberwolves, one of James' teams. Shout out to James. They running out with
The Utah Jazz.
With Wiggins. Utah Jazz or West Contenders. Utah Jazz, I apologize to the Utah Jazz.
For you saying you don't know who's coming out the West?
Because I was named on those teams. The Utah Jazz are probably my number 2 or 3 team in the West. We're going to break it down next week, either next week or the week after we're breaking.
Get into basketball.
But I'm if I had to rank the teams in the West, I would probably go Lakers 1 right now, and then I would probably go Jazz either 2 or 3 between the Clippers, and then Warriors before. Again, I have
That's how you feel this year? Okay.
Who's on? It's.
I don't know. Clay,
Clay's
and then
out.
Durant's gone. Yeah.
Durant's gone. D'Angelo Russell's there, who's played really good with Brooklyn last year, but he's now there. And Draymond's getting old, and he's still only 6'7" he's 6'5", trying to play power forward.
He do his thing. He'll figure it out. He's one of them players who figures out how to play the game.
I'm telling you, one of these days you're gonna hit somebody in the nuts, and they're gonna fuck you up.
Okay, I mean, listen, it's possible. Keep doing you.
You co-signing hitting niggas in the nuts?
No. I was co-signing him. You ain't hear my previous statement of he does, he's one of them players who does with it,
I know, what he needs to do.
Yeah, not saying dirty player. He's not a dirty player, per se. But that's just his motivation is to staying relative. So age and all that and size, playing it really doesn't mean anything with players like that.
And then the last 2 teams I can think of off the top of my head that have anything interesting going on are the 2 teams in Texas. Well, not two teams. One of the teams in Texas and one of the teams in Oklahoma. The only team in Oklahoma. The Oklahoma City Thunder has Chris Paul, which I don't know what's going to happen because that's all they got is Chris Paul. But they got Chris Paul. And
injury out season. That's all I'm saying. That's my prediction. I'm sad that was my prediction for someone to get injured. But when you say, I'm just hearing this situation. He's going to try to ball out. He's going to try to do his best. I believe he's a Taurus. I'm not sure. He's going to try to ball out. But he's just going to do too much for the team. And there's going to be too much on his shoulders. And I think something's going to happen. Or he's just going to be I'm tired. I'm trying to sit down.
And then the team that I don't know how many games they're going to win. I just know this is going to be fun looking. Russell Westbrook, James Harden, 2.0, because they started out together with OKC and the guy he loves.
Mm-hmm.
And now they back together with Houston. I don't know what this team about to do, but they're probably currently...
Fight, make playoffs, lose due to some sort of game 6 situation. Wow, I'm on. So now I don't know.
I mean, you're probably right. I don't know what they're going to do, but I just think it's going to be fun. And I love the guy that edited the 2K of Westbrook taking the ball out of Harden's hand. You ever see that video? It's like a 2K clip. Where, like, I think he did it like in a way where like he put both players on the same team on the court or some shit. And you see Westbrook run up and take the ball out of Harden's hand and shoot the ball.
Might happen once. Might be a prediction. That might happen once in the season.
But no, like I said, between Westbrook, like it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
First
and
quarter.
James Harden says he has a new stupid move where like he puts the ball
Steps more.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they ain't gonna call travel, so why not travel?
Okay.
That's what I've looked at.
He's gonna come up with a new 2-foot step move that you could do.
And real quick, because I don't think we've talked about it much. I think we talked about it a little last week. Because I ain't worried about the Chinese government giving a damn about what I say, because the Chinese government don't let people watch YouTube. So, they don't.
As a station and everything, though, these are his views. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Another thing is, I'm not even against China. This is my issue with the NBA. Y'all knew this about China when y'all got in bed with China. China came in as a communist country. It wasn't like y'all came to China and it was like, oh, we suddenly communist. They've been communist since the 40s. So when they get mad because somebody from one of your organizations comes out and say something against their government, and you're like, well, I think China said something about, well, he has free speech, and it's like there is no free speech
here
about the
government and shit.
The government and the nation of China. It's not free speech. This is what China is. And it's the reason why people don't recognize Taiwan as a country. Like, even we all cool with Taiwan, but we're not allowed to recognize Taiwan as a country.
Make a lot of T-shirts and shit for us, shoes and shit.
But yeah, no, like China, there's a weird legal thing. Y'all know me, I'm a history buff, so I know enough about it. But Hong Kong for a long time was a British territory. When Britain gave Hong Kong back, it was a stipulation that for like 80 years, China was supposed to let Hong Kong basically be like a self-running city, still being a democracy and still being open to the world in a different way than the rest of China is. The same thing happened with the city of Macau with the Portuguese, but people don't care about that because Macau's like Las Vegas on the other side of the planet, and Hong Kong is something different. But they're changing Hong Kong early. People are mad about it. It's probably not right. There are some human rights things going on there, but the thing I keep on telling people as Americans is, we are Americans. We can't force everybody else in the country to do what we want. In the world, to do things the way we do it. And the country we
falls for the bullshit.
And the country that ain't about to do it is China. So
the last, I almost got up and left and skipped. It almost got into a history lesson. I almost skipped. That's how wild.
But no, with China and the NBA, what happened is one of the GM of the Rockets came out, said something about free Hong Kong, deleted it 5 minutes later. So in 5 minutes, something happened in his life where he posted that tweet, and something had been noticed to him that this might not have been the thing to do in his day.
Someone said, you might not want to do that. You might want to take that down. He got that one message that came through like, hey, yo, bruh. He got a bruh message. And it was from someone that he tried, like, yeah, we get the bruh from your bruh. He got one now. Hey, bruh.
So at that point, people are losing money across the NBA. People are they're in China and Japan at that moment because they're doing their preseason overseas games where like some of the teams are in China, some of them are in Japan. His team is in Japan, so they safe. This is the other problem with the communist government. When y'all start talking out of turn, they can start arresting people for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they didn't do this.
You be down there for a couple years.
Remember what happened with the UCLA players a couple years ago? One of the Ball brothers was down there, and they were robbing. They got caught stealing out of a Chinese store, and they were going to threaten to keep them there for 4 years. But again, that's the reason people are upset. People are mad about what LeBron James said. LeBron James came out and said some things. So basically like he was worried about the players and their safety, which people took that as he wasn't trying to stand up for the Chinese people. And I look at it as it's not his job to stand up for the Chinese people. He tries to stand up for his people at home. I ain't worried about him standing up for the people in China. I mean, stand up for what you want to stand up for, but we still got our problems here. That's always my issue when niggas want to talk about shit that's outside of America. America has its own problems. I'm sorry, China. Y'all a first world country. Y'all can deal with y'all shit. And y'all got to figure that out. And they're a communist nation. If y'all don't want y'all money, if y'all want to act like there's something wrong, y'all can't try to separate y'all money from the fact that they doing shit that y'all don't think are morally cool. So the NBA got to figure that out on their own. I don't think that the players should be a problem with that. I think it's an NBA strictly issue. That the Chinese government has always been the way they've been. So y'all can't just keep on sugarcoating, we want them to be able to do what they do, but we have freedom of speech. No, the Chinese government said either y'all do play the way we play or there's nothing. And that's a lot of billions to leave on the table for the NBA, but I mean, like, if y'all morally American, then y'all should leave them billions at home. Personally, I don't got those same morals. I'd be out here getting that cash. So
I don't know.
did you
I'm gonna leave that alone. I heard about it, but I'll leave stuff alone because I don't say shit that's politically correct. So I'm gonna just leave that alone right now.
I mean, I don't think I said anything that's politically correct. I think people on both sides.
That's just but
I just think it's like full on. Like, hey man, y'all knew from the jump that y'all was out here messing with a country that might do some shit that's wild. Like Tiananmen Square was like '92, where they like was killing all them people in the middle of the middle of downtown. One of the I forget what town it is, but they were killing people in the middle of one of the towns of China randomly. Like China gets down like this. There are concentration camps in China now when they hold Muslim people in the eastern half of the country because they won't conform to communism. So they put them in concentration camps. China does that actively. The NBA knows this. Like, if y'all mad about something, be mad because they've been doing this from the jump. Don't be mad because somebody got in trouble a couple days ago. But that's how we're going to close it out. I'm going to let Malachi get his shout-outs in for the Mideast Bomb Squad before we go.
Shout out to everybody. Shout out to MEBS. Shout out, just came back from we got Biggs in the building. Just came back from Atlanta. Shout out to Atlanta. Showing much love. Shout out to B-Man, again, on the music that you heard earlier in the show. And the artwork that you'll see later and in some of the shots that I shoot on my Instagram at Varsboy. Definitely do that. So definitely follow us at Grandma Worldwide Radio on Facebook, GMWW Radio on Instagram, at Varsboy on Instagram, which is underneath me right now on the screen, as this guy over here is.
Jay Skyline 99. And also, look up, if y'all want to, JMB Skyline for Snapchat, and hit me up, and y'all can get into the private Snapchat story where y'all see the true behind story of my life, where I don't have to sugarcoat stuff for real life.
The unfiltered version.
Skyline Sessions again.
Shout out to Jay Biggs again. Shout out to Gianni. New single Juice out right now, and Works out. We got 2 singles out there right now. MEBS working. Peace.